Welcome back, guys. Shooting from my office again today. Well, tonight. It's 1:30 in the morning, my time, getting ready to start looking at what I want to buy today. I don't know any other job that I could possibly work with no degree and no education, make 6 figures a year to work part-time, but somehow I busted my ass in production and ended up here, so here I am. I'm going to jump right into the stocks today. I got about 40 to review, so I don't have a lot of time to waste. And I am technically at work, so let's get right into it. We're going to start with a little bit bigger here. Do that. How's that? So, is this correct? Yes. Are we recording? Yes. All right, we're going to start with SINT. I was calling this one back out at this area here. It did have a dip, and now it's going again. I did buy at 275. I sold at 350. It could have been a good call. I want to get back in. I'm gonna wait. I mean, the 266 would be clutch, but the volume's coming in. I'm a little bit concerned. I'm hoping that nothing comes out. I'm gonna set my alert for 280. I feel like if it does touch 26, fine. I'm happy with being at 280, but I'm going to set my alert for 280 because I do not want to chase. And this did have a pullback. It got rejected at 360, which is right around the previous where this high was. So that's your resistance is 360. Buy-in is 280. Set your alerts and don't even look at it otherwise because you will get FOMO and you'll think, oh, it's going, it's going, it's going. You just set the alert and you let it go. It's really that simple. You know, if you get so excited about one stock and you're staring at it consistently, you will make the wrong move. So just be silent, be still, and wait for the stock to come to you. Don't chase it. JAGX, this one, I don't know, dude. Someone had a comment the other day on the board, which I thought was actually hilarious. He said, even the MACD is confused on what the hell is going on with the stock because, oddly enough, the MACD is curling up, which shows signs of bullishness, and the RSI is at 1223 on the daily, which is obnoxiously low. But as you can see, clearly the volume's been picking up. Usually that's actually because the price is going lower, so more volume, the lower the price. Because it's about the same dollar volume as this would be over here. It's just a lower price, if you do the math. So there's something wrong with this thing. I called it out at 150, thinking it was like the greatest buy of all time. Yeah, no, was completely wrong on this one. It has to pop eventually. How big? I'm not sure. I had my eyes set on 246, this middle band, but it needs something. It is the most ridiculous thing to watch. I hate watching it. It makes me want to puke in my own hand and then rub it all over my chest and have sex with my girlfriend, just to feel as dirty as I do when I look at this stock trade. That is the cleanliest thing I could think of next to this stock. I mean, it's really the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. But, you know, usually when I get that feeling like it's never going to go up, I sell it and it runs 1,000%. So, you know, trade with precaution, but your MACD looks good. You are so oversold on every indicator possible. It could go. I don't know. It's just too oversold. I just can't. I'm waiting for something bullish to really go heavy. TPTW, it's looking like it might get rejected at this middle band. I thought news was going to come out yesterday. That's what I was banking on. Unfortunately, you guys are going to kill me, but I bought 13 and I sold 14 just because I'm sealing all gains right now. I'm just trying to make small increments and keep my account rising, which I've been able to manage. I had to manage my money for 5 days, pretty much broke even. And over the past couple of days, I've been making $100 there, $200 there, $300 there. You know, nothing that's going to change my life, but still, I mean, if I get one tick in a low sub stock, I'm okay with it. And I've never been okay with that. But in such a bearish market, you look at my watch list. I mean, here, I'll just do it real quick. Look at okay, so here's the green stocks. And then there's the red stocks. As you can see, there's a lot more red than green. I know I did that quickly, but trust me, there's about 3 times as much red as there is green. Market's going to shit. Economy's going to shit. What are you going to do? You take one tick, you take it to the bank, and you say, how do you do? That's TPTW. Next is SMX. Not saying that TPTW is not going to blow up. I sold it, so chances are it probably will explode into the atmosphere without me. So not saying that you should sell. I'm just saying it's just not getting the volume that I want yet. SMX, this is one to watch. Very tricky one. Super thin. You got a gap up at 6. It's currently at 4. Literally like 3 buys could get it to 6. As you can see, this thing likes to run, but it also likes to take a dive. This reminds me a lot of OBSV. It's the kind of ticker that can go up and go down and go up and go down. You got to get in at the right time and out at the right time. If not, you're in trouble. It's ultra thin. It's a kind of a gamble no matter how you look at it. Reminds me a lot of OCEA as well. This one, someone mentioned it to me at frickin' 7:20 the other day, and that was right here. It just went kaboom, kablamo, and just blew up to 1056. I do think it is down in pre-market, but pre-market's really, it's an odd thing, pre-market. If the stock runs during the day, it's usually down in after hours. If it runs during the day, it's usually, if it pulls back during the day, it's usually up in after hours. But it usually tends to fluctuate back to the closing price of the day. But OCEA, this thing could keep going. It looks bullish as shit. It's probably a bear trap in the beginning because that's why it's down pre-market. It could shoot up. This might be something to grab. Set your alerts for 726. I'm going to actually write these down right now. 280, 360. JAGX, I'm going to go 119 and 140. TPTW, I'm going to do 18.0018, low of 13. SMX, not sure. OCEA, I'm going to do 726 for the low. MYO is the next one. Did I say I wanted that? I don't think I did. Thank you, technology, for not being on the same wavelength as me. I speak about it all the time. I was born with a tremendous IQ out of nowhere. I actually come from a very blue-collar, not the smartest people on earth, but very hard workers. I was given gifts as a kid. I was told by the Lord that I could not lie, could never tell a lie. But I was also given the gift of a brain that technology can't even comprehend. So sometimes I'm going to have technical difficulties, and that's just something I have to live with. It's a blessing and it's a curse all at the same time. This one looks like a slow mover, slow grinder, looking bullish at the top, breaking this previous resistance, had a few days of consolidation. Now it looks to go again. I do think this is going to run. Not interested in it technically. I just think that this doesn't have enough oomph for me right now. There's a bunch of stocks out there that I really like. But if you are looking for a longer hold that you don't have to stare at, MYO is a very good choice. SIVB, this one is a literal turd. I think that Kramer actually called this out. People always make fun of Kramer because he's literally a moron and everything he says that's going to go up goes down. I could be the modern day younger version of him. Over the past couple weeks, I just have not been able to call things correctly. But we all go through hot streaks and we all go through cold streaks, and it's very hard to make money in a bear market. So, I don't care what all these other pumpers say, how they're making $30,000 a day in every single stock that they buy. They never take losses. They go on every single stock that's beaten to the fucking core of the earth and they say, this one looks good. And then 6 months later, it'll run and they'll go back to it, post their thing and be like, see, it ran 300. They don't even own the stock. They just post on every board. Be aware that everybody is pretty much scamming besides for me. That's what I try and tell my subscribers. I'm never going to lie to you. If I take a loss, I took the loss. That's it. I cannot tell a lie. I can also not eat processed sugars, but that's a whole nother problem. SIVB down 82% on the day. I'm not exactly sure why. I think the CEO is selling his shares. I'm not sure, but this is 82% in a day is one of the worst slaughters you'll ever see. No bounce whatsoever on the day, which is unreal. Everything just took it. I mean, frick, the RSI dropped down to 1253, same as JAGX, but it went down there in one day. Wow. This might be an overreaction. I mean, Jesus, unreal, but not looking to touch it. I'm just showing you what can happen if you're not careful. If you don't see that this is closing below this line, the line is turning down, everything is looking down, you get out. You don't hold and hope that it just magically turns around. This is why technicals are important. GVSI. Come on, Tech. You can do it. Come on, Techie. GVSI wanted to get out of there. It is breaking this downtrend. That might have been a little bit a day of consolidation. I like the MACD. I like the RSI. I like the fact that it's all the way the frick down here. I like the fact that it closed this gap right here. It's tremendously oversold. You're kissing on this previous line of resistance that has now become support. I would say that this is a very good stock to 18. I don't know if it's going to be able to get out above that without news. So you're still looking at 4 ticks on a 14 stock. That's still like, I don't know, probably like 20%. So it's still good for a trade. I think that you probably get up to this middle orange band, maybe a little bit above it. Maybe you tap 2 within the next couple days. So not a bad tradable stock. Still waiting on the merger to come through. Will it ever happen? Not exactly sure. Everybody seems to think that's invested in the stock that it's going to be the next big thing. I can't really tell you that that's going to happen until it actually happens. I will buy accordingly. Is this going to work, or am I going to have to break my computer into a million pieces? Time will tell. Only time will tell us. And probably because I'm putting it in wrong. We're going to go TRKA. TRKA. Absolute turd. To be honest, I thought that this did have a chance to pop back yesterday, but thank God that I didn't go with the FOMO. There was just too many people being like this, that, and the third. I knew that they were going to keep diluting. I knew that they weren't done. This is a classic pump and dump, a classic dilutive piece of trash turd. I don't care what anybody says on the boards. I don't care how bullish they are because they bought at 80 cents and now they're in a bag that they have to get out of at all costs. Look, you are closing above this middle orange band 2 days consecutively. I just don't like the MACD. The RSI is okay, but all this selling volume is disgusting. It is dilution. When I said it was dilution on the boards, literally the first day, when obviously this huge drop is dilution. People keep telling me, no, they need to file with the SEC. They need to file with the SEC if they're diluting. No, okay, fine. You know what? Live in your little fantasy land. Live in a land where nothing goes wrong and private equity is just sunshine and rainbows, trying to fondle your little ding-ding, walking through life, helping you out at any... No, they hate you. They want to destroy you. They want to pump you into the top so they can short it on your head and then take all the money and run and go just have sex with women on a beach somewhere. Okay, because that's what every operator of this stock is doing at the moment while you're sitting there like, it's not dilution, I swear. Okay, idiot. And I'm going to ream you out for this. I'm not going to sit here and be like, well, it could be dilution, guys, but we have to be sure. No, first of all, the OS ballooned. The free float went from 118 to 180. They are dumping shares from notes. They are dumping shares from preferred shares. Whatever they're dumping from, there's a back door that a bunch of freaking long... I'm not even going to get into it. I'm not even going to talk about it. But trust me, there's people that thoroughly enjoy the taste of a bagel that are dumping on your brain and you don't seem to give a shit. But here's the thing, you do, you're just mad that you bought too high. Now, is this a good time to buy? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. It's showing that this, if it closes below 34.69, you're in trouble. Is there any other gaps to fill? No. So, I wouldn't say that this is a bad time to buy. But if you have somebody that knows what the hell they're talking about coming to the boards and screaming dilution, and you want to believe in all these pumpers that are probably dumping themselves, so be it. So be it. Follow the pumper straight to your slaughter. Stop listening to reason. Stop listening to wisdom. Quit everything you're doing and just follow the leader straight into a death trap, because that's all it is. That's all it ever will be. And you seem to love getting banged over a barrel with a cement dildo. Sorry, went too far. Kid show, need to tone it down. EPAZ was the pick yesterday. I missed it. God damn it. You had this pullback at the top. You got news. I thought the news would send it down to this middle band. It did not. It sent it straight to the goddamn moon, up 85%. Brilliant. Whoever got in that, and you closed near the high of the day. Very low volume, 800,000 shares, which that's not that much. So you have to have a small position in this to be able to trade in and out easily because of the liquidity issue. There's just not a lot of volume. So if you had 1 million shares, you would have had to sell more than what was traded the entire day. Be careful, very thin stock. It did break out and it could keep going. I think you have a blow off top today, probably around 2.5 to 3 cents. I think that that's where you exit. But again, this isn't financial advice. This is your own decision. I'm just giving you what I see on the charts. I did say yesterday that it had a high level consolidation. I did not think that they were going to drop news and it was going to run that hard. They are not diluting. I repeat, they are not diluting, and I can tell. I don't need to look at L2. I don't need to look at, anything else. I don't even need to look at the financial statements. I can just look at the way that the stock trades during market hours and be like, oh yeah, dilution, obviously. You'll get it. I've been doing it for 7 years. I've been staring at stocks for 7 years straight with like 7 days off. So I can see it. I'm like Neo. Like, I'm just like, dilution, So just, if I'm on a board that you're on and I'm like, hey, they're diluting, just say, okay, they're diluting. Don't fight me. Don't tell me that they need to do S1 filings with the SEC. What do you think this is? This isn't church. This is the stock market. HNRC, healthy pullback to this middle band. That's the bottom is probably going to be 10,953 max. That's where it's looking that it's going to settle. I don't think it's going to go below that middle band. They are looking at dividends soon. They're looking at an acquisition soon. That's probably going to push the price. I do notice a slight amount of dilution on the ask in the form of a 5K share ask that's immovable. It's called an iceberg order, and I frickin' hate it because you get 20,000 shares bought into the ask. It doesn't move the price. It's infuriating. People like me that know what the hell is going on will not continue to buy into a stock like that. So just be weary. But I don't think it's anything vicious because they're not dumping the bid like we saw in TRKA. They're just kind of setting a few shares up top and waiting for people to get in. But once volume comes into the stock on any type of news, this thing could get sent to the moon and moon quickly. MULN. I mean, look, you're at the bottom almost identically. If you go any lower than this, it's an automatic buy. Somebody said that they got in today. I hope that they got in, during this candle, not a few days ago. I said to wait for this bottom. I thought the bottom was going to be 20. It came down to 18.38. If you're a buyer here, you're probably in good shape. I mean, this thing has been absolutely demolished from 45 cents. It's down at over 50%, 60% in the past month. So, you buy here, you sell your 30% uptick, and you're good to go. I do not see this thing continuing to fall too hard. I've been wrong in the past, but on this one, I feel like you're pretty safe to be buying in the 18s. If it goes down to 17, I would say loading up the boat is not the worst idea. DBGI. This one looks good, but it looks like the top's going to be 175. This middle band right here, I can't say that that's 100% going to be true because your technicals are turning up and they're very oversold. So it doesn't look like a bad idea to get in this. Your max, I think, is going to be up near this resistance and this top band, right around $3, 262 to $3. You're currently at 150, so this could be a double from here potentially, or it could get rejected at 175 and take a shit all over your face. PPCB. Pullback, much expected. You're looking at 6 to enter. If you can get a push through 6, it closed at 7. It looks like it's going to want a bull flag here, so just play the ebbs and flows. It's probably going to tighten as it goes down, and then maybe break out to 15, I would say, is the next level of resistance. It does look good. I mean, your technicals aren't overbought. The volume's just not there. And I would play this line or a little bit below it as your buy-in, and I would set your sell a little bit higher. This is a trip stock. You don't need 50 ticks to make money. You literally need 1 or 2 ticks, and you're at 30 to 40%. So, again, buy on the lows, buy the dips, sell the rips, and you're good to go. You'll never lose money that way. You buy the rips and you sell the dips, you're going to be in a shitload of trouble, and you're probably going to quit trading within the next couple months. And that's what happens to a lot of people, pretty much all of us. I'll never quit. I could lose everything. I could literally be on the street and I'd be rubbing 2 nickels together just to get a share of something. I don't care. I will continue to do this until I succeed. That is the way that I am, and that's the way that I'll be, and that's the way that I'll die, and that's the way that I'll live, and that's the way that I'll cry, and that's the way that I'll smile. Not sure where that came from, not sure what it meant either, but it sounded good, and that's what this whole page is about, is just sounding good. Not actually trading good, just sounding good. Lying, I am, I'm advanced in the stock market. I do know a thing or two, okay? I know what to avoid. I know how to get out quickly. I know how to cut losses. I know how to manage money. I can't always catch the next big runner the same day that it runs. I'm not going to sit here and lie and be like, I bought shares to this while it's up. I could have said I bought EPAZ yesterday. Easily. How the fuck would you know? I could have said that I bought, went in on OCEA yesterday, went in on EPAZ, picked them up, sold the top, we the best. That's what the other guys do, and they get subscribers because of that. But I think over time, once this page catches on, and by God, it'll catch on eventually, at least I will have done it with dignity, and I won't be that piece of shit that lies and has to look over his back consistently, because the devil will come for them. They will get in car accidents and get murdered. Now, I do not wish that upon them, but this is just life. Karma is real. You lie to everybody that you talk to, eventually that's going to come back to bite you in the ass. If you live your life in truth and in dignity and in honor and respect for the people around you, and you treat others how you want to be treated, it will come back to you tenfold. And I believe in that. I don't care if you believe in the Bible, Allah, Buddha, Jamuka, Chakiki, or Chikara. It's all the same shit. It's life, and it's the universe, and it's how we it's how we evolve. It's you either tell the truth and move forward, or you lie and stay in a hole. GDVM, I don't know who I think I am, like I'm some type of motivational speaker, but it was a gift I was given along with other gifts when I was born, and I just choose to use my gifts on a platform. Going a little bit off topic here, but this is the kiss of death, boom bang, and then this is the curl of sex right here. You're oversold on your techs. I told you when it was right here, I said watch for a pop from 7 to 10. That's your 30%. Bing bang bop. You already got it realistically for 30% from my call. I think it will go up and touch 944. Middle band, exit or stay, whatever you want to do. But again, I mean, could this go in another run like this? Yeah, but I'm not waiting 2 months to make 100%. Even though that's a great return on investment and I would never complain about it, I'm just an action junkie, and there's no way I'm sitting in a penny stock for that long on hope. I think that I would rather take my 30% right here instead of waiting a month for 100%, get it in 2 days, see ya, on to the next piece of shit turd. Again, kid show, gotta stop the cursing, trying to get monetized, probably not gonna happen. If you watch my old videos, you'll know why. Gotta delete all of them. It's a shame that I can't say whatever the hell I want to say on here, even though Sam Smith is able to go in front of kids and like be like, with literally a thong on and trannies dancing around. That's fun! Hey! Put it out there, that's fine. Wave your cock in front of kids, it's cool. But if I want to say the real, if I want to speak the truth, lock me up, give me cancer, and slip my neck. Demonetize me, deplatform me, and might as well hang me in the county fair. Ass backwards culture. I can't stand it. I'm not going to get into it because I know there's a lot of blind pride out there for this country, so enjoy it. Stay under your rock and don't realize what's going on in the world and don't realize that we are the weakest, weirdest country on earth. I'm sorry, had to say it, had to get it out of my chest, but there, it's done, it's gone, it's over, we move on. We move on to the other stocks. Okay, we move on. Did I do AABB? No, I just skipped right over it because I was talking about something else. So this is AABB. I absolutely, full disclosure, I cannot stand this stock because of the main pumper in it. Not going to name names so I don't get sued. But the main guy in the stock is an absolute piece of shit that gets blind investors, new traders, sucked into a storyline with him on yachts with chicks, thinking that, like, if you buy this stock, you're going to be on a yacht with a chick. Hey, no. He got that money on the initial pump, dumped on your faces, took that money, went on vacations, bought women, because God only knows he looks like his ding-a-ling is the size of this pen, and I'm not talking about length, I'm talking about girth. So, if you want to believe that, choose to do it and stay low. Okay, stay losing. But the guy's a piece of shit, and let's not get our mind clouded by what people are saying on the message boards. Let's actually do the DD into the history of this stock. Now, if I zoom out, obviously it went boom over 2020 when everything was running, when the money printer was going brrr, and now Tank City dilution. I'm sure if I went onto the boards and I said the dilution clearly happened over the past 2 years, they'd be like, what do you mean? Prove it. Don't you see that main guy? He's like on a boat with some chicks, dude. Sick investment strategy. Is it tradable? Of course. Look, recently, boom, bang. This gapped up. I'm not sure what came out. Your technicals look good. Very tradable. You stopped right at this previous line of resistance. You break that. You go up to 4 cents. You break that. You go up to 5.5 cents. Okay, so very tradable. I'm just saying. Don't get sucked into the storyline on that one, because the story will have you buried 6 feet deep right next to your grandmother, and that'll be all she wrote for your life and for everyone that loves you. ABQQ, looking good. Wants to break out of this downtrend, closed above the middle band on pretty solid volume. Technicals are pretty good. I'm not seeing anything wrong on that. You get a continuation here. You are in the trips. Remember, you look for a few ticks. That's it. You get out with your gain and you just say bye. You say, see ya. It was nice knowing you. Thanks for the money. You kick them out the door and you go back into bed with your wife. Okay. MWWC. Damn, Busta Heads called this out yesterday. I didn't know. There must have been a catalyst. That's what I'm saying. Whenever you ask me to review something, please take the time to explain what's going on in the stock. Because I'm looking at this yesterday without this candle, and I'm just like, I don't know, dude. That looks like just a bottomless pit. It just didn't look like anything was going on with it. but there was obviously something that came out or something that's on the horizon. So make sure you mention that to me, because if you come in and you say, yeah, there's something in the pipeline in a week, then I might be like, oh, okay, well then this is obviously going to go up a tick or two, and it did. I don't know. This seems like it trades in fractional prices, so it seems like it closed like 3.5 or something, touched 4. It started at 2. So yeah, guys, make sure you're letting me know the DD on it, because I do not have enough time to DD all these stocks. I'm working 12 hours overnights and doing this, and I have to sleep, and I go to the gym. I'm sitting here sweaty as shit still, haven't showered. But I don't stink because I don't have hair. I literally smell like a flower no matter what I'm doing. As gay as that sounds, it's just like the way that it was the way that I was built. Again, I was given gifts that most weren't. I just try to apply them to everyday life. So this is a very good looking stock now. I'm looking for a dip to 3. They sell out 3. I might get in, but I want to know what's going on with it before I do so. I do like 3s. If you can get them. PYYX. Nah. I mean, look, it's had its run, okay, and it pulled back. It is flagging, high-level consolidation. It's very low volume here. There's just no volume coming in. So, can it run? Yes, but are your technicals turning down? Yes, as well. Just be wary of that. But you don't really know what technically, because there's so little volume, it kind of screws with the technicals. That's why I'm not really into stocks that have no volume. I mean, it doesn't mean that it's not going to run. It's just not my cup of tea. AAPJ. Now this one Daddy do likey. Daddy do likey a lot-ty. Now it is at this previous resistance here, but it did break above this one, which was the short-term resistance, consolidated. It's trying to break through. Technicals look pinpoint, but the volume isn't there. It must be extremely low volume. A few hits on the ass can send it, which is a good thing in a way. If you get some type of news, this could be gonzo for good. It's closing above this middle band consistently. You break out a 7. You are breaking out. You're right there. You're right there to a breakout. Someone give me the DD on this. Someone give me the lowdown, and we could go from there. LUNR. I've been calling this. Did I buy it? Of course not. If I would have bought it, it would have went to 0. But I kept saying, wow, this thing is filling this gap. It gave one more day of red. Underneath that gap, came right back down to this support, basically, and then boom, went out 50%, right back up to, see how it wants to always return to this middle band. Reminds me of JAGX a lot. One day it's just going to go pip-pop. Could that be today? Could be. Could be it tomorrow? Could be. Could it be in 6 years from now? Could be. Not exactly sure, but this one is a true example of how you buy the overselling underneath the band. If you get a big sell-off like this, especially right back down to the bottom when it went from 10 to frickin' 140 and pulled all the way back to 9 and then went bing bong back to 18. I mean, these things, you got to catch them at the right time, obviously, but if you do, fire. FFIE, excuse me. Someone mentioned this on the board the other day, so I felt inclined to look at it. I have no idea what's going on with it. Okay, so you had a really good run back then, probably on some type of, they're going to release a car, I think it's a car company, probably just came out and said, no, never mind, it's delayed, pulled back. Now this is all guesstimates, but now it is looking okay down here. You might get a W formation here. I think he said that the car is due to be released in March or maybe in April. I think he said April. So if there is a date that they're saying that they're going to release the car on, I would say 80% chance it's not actually going to happen on that date. It's always speculation. It's always a pump. I've never seen like an actual date pull through and cause the price to skyrocket. Anything that's already like that is baked in, but it will run into that date. So let's say the date is April 7th when they're due to release the car. You buy on March 25th and you just wait. And then as it goes up into that date, you sell 2 days before the date, you're good. You made your money, you get out, and no matter what happens, you're in the money. CDSG, no SG. Reviewed this one before, someone mentioned it to me. Very, very sexy. This one-day consolidation popped back up, wants to ride this middle band or this top band. It's very, very bullish, but you are very hot on your technicals. You're encroaching 80 on your RSI. Your MACD is through the roof. You do have the volume coming in to make it keep going. It does want to keep breaking highs, but just be weary that, I would rather buy in this range than this range because you are currently up from the lows. Yeah, dude, don't chase this. Don't chase it. That's all I'm going to say. Don't chase it. If you're in, start to scale out. Do not start to scale in here because, you get your ass handed to you. You lose 50%. You need 100% to get back to even. I'm not trying to shit on the stock. Can it keep going up? Yes, of course. Anything could happen. I'm just saying, for me personally, and for anybody that's listening to this, do not chase here. Sell here. Or close to it. Don't get greedy. OPGN. Daddy do likey. Daddy do likey. Jesus, this thing looks good as fuck. Yeah, I mean, this thing looks good. You got a gap all the way up at 467. You're currently at 118. Got a long way to go. Got a few resistances before you get there. First stop is 178, but you are at 118, so that gives you a nice little pop. This thing has been beaten down and it's showing a lot of bullishness on every technical and on this candle right here. Needs volume, could get sent. LRSV. Whoever mentioned that one, thank you. Looks good. Very good. LRSV also looks very good. Very, very good. This has had a lot of time to consolidate. You're not overbought on your technicals. You did have strong volume for, I think it's probably 5 times, maybe to 10 times your normal volume. You did have a close right at the middle of the candle, so you're not truly overbought here, even if you buy here. But, this thing could go to a cent, maybe a penny 12. You're looking at a potential double here. If you buy here, 30% is not far away, and it's almost definitely going to happen soon. WNRS. Not as in love with this one, just don't really see anything on it. Not in love with the technicals here, but not also hating them. Volume is very shoddy and spotty. This thing looks like it wants to ride this band, but it's very low volume. I would just try and get in on any of these dips. If you get in, you're looking pretty. If you get in at 2.5 and you sell 4.8, you can only watch that you don't kill yourself with size in a stock like this. If there's only, however many shares this is being traded, let's say you're in a 0.0025 stock and only 1 million shares are traded on the day, and you can't put a lot of money into that. You have to hope for a big volume day because you're going to have trouble. You can't even put 2,500 into that, or you might have to have the entire amount of selling that day, and it could send it down like this or send it down like this. That's why a lot of big investors with millions and millions of dollars don't buy penny stocks, or at least load them heavy, because they're just not, there's no liquidity. BEGI. Now, obviously some can have a lot of liquidity, millions traded a day in penny stocks, but you got to get the volume, you got to get a big, okay, now, BEGI looks good as well down here. It's kind of just been doing its thing. Looks like it came up. It's probably going to go back to 10 short term. It does look good. You did have a volume spike. Not exactly sure why. Technicals look good. BEGI looks like a good option. Just because of the recent volume, got to look more into that one. But, I mean, it's definitely one to watch. Put it on your watch list. Put everything on your watch list and try and do as many alerts as you can. I haven't been doing it through this video because I realized that I'm taking too long. Already did GDVM, thank God, because that means I don't have to do one. I can do one less. And I do probably have to go upstairs. They're building. I have 2 events going on right now. I can see them on their cameras, but they're fine. I've already dealt with what I needed to deal with realistically. KITL, a strong consolidation at top. This could go on one more leg. I think that this is an Elliott wave looking almost dead on. Up, down, or like up and more high-level consolidation than this. It didn't really flag. It flagged a lot higher than normal, and it looks like it wants to push. Could get sent, high volume. Technicals aren't smoking hot, so good one to watch. I'm not going to buy here just because, again, I'm not trying to buy into a top and then get annihilated. I cannot take any big losses. I'm not in the position to gamble. If you are, goodbye. DSHK. There's a reason why I did this one. It looks very good. Now look, it filled the gap. You see that gap fill? Boom. Busted above it. Pulled back, and now it's starting to look bullish again. It breaks through 50 cents. You're in good shape. You've had enough consolidation. You're starting to get bullish movement. Not a lot of volume, but this thing doesn't need a lot of volume. It's very thin. Trades very well. Your technicals look great. DSHK could be a good winner. Don't see anything wrong with it, technically. ETAO. A new subscriber said that she's new to trading. I believe her name is Kristen. And she was saying how she really doesn't know what she's doing and she's chasing, and, you know, that's why. And she probably doesn't know exactly how to read a chart yet, but that's exactly why I'm here, is to be honest and to tell people I'm not just going to be bullish just to get subs. I'm going to tell you if you're in a shithole. I'm going to just remember to cut losses at 10%. You're extremely oversold on both technicals. MACD is literally at the bottom of the ocean, like in the crevice, like the lowest point on Earth, swimming with those fishes with magnets on their eyes. But this thing looks like it wants to it's riding a tread line here. So if you do get a chance to get out, I think she said 4 or 3 probably. That's probably where she bought, is up near 3, which is up near the top of this. Yeah, I think that you'll probably have a chance to get out there. Yeah, because I do see it potentially going to 420, maybe even 840. Who knows? But we're looking at some time for that. Short term, I think you'll be good to get out at 3. SRTY. Also looks very, very good. It looks like it's on a full-on breakout. Yeah, I really like the look of this chart. Now, you're not going to get $1 million on this. You could get 47 to 57, which is still, that's still a very nice game. Okay, guys, we're in a bear market. We're not looking for 10 baggers here. Anybody that are in 10 baggers have probably been sitting in it for months, just waiting and praying and hoping, and they get lucky. NVOS. See, SRTY is a good stock to hold if you're like, you know, just want to, again, not have to stare at it all day and worry about losing your ass. NVOS, we're going to set an alert just because this is an obvious alert. I threw my pen. God damn it. Uh, 1353 on the low. That's your middle orange band. I think it pulls back to that and gets a second pop. You might even ride that for a couple days, but this thing was just at 25. It's currently at 15. You get in at 1350, you're in good shape. IBIO. I mean, this thing it's addicted. There's a magnetic force in this middle band. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Because I thought that this was going to break out, but I didn't realize that there was just so much green the past couple of days. It just didn't have the gusto. You know, if it consolidated up here and then ran, it would have been a breakout. But because of the big pullback, this pullback went all the way to 113. You got to 206. That's a double in a very in a higher stock, so you know you're going to get that 100% sellers a lot. Looking for 134 to buy back in. That's all I can really say about that one. I'm riding that middle band all day. DOMA. This one has been annihilated recently. Again, do not get trapped. Do not get trapped. Do not chase. Do not chase because you will die. Now remember, Elliott Wave has 5 pops. Okay? You get one. I'm not even going to call that a pop. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's the max sell point. They don't all get 3, but you get 3, you get the dump, you get the pop. That's 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, dump, 4. I wouldn't even call these pops because they just kind of sat there. There's going to be a 5th one, and then go back to 0. But, you're oversold now. You're riding this, you get anywhere in at 40. I mean, geez, Louisa, Mama Mendoza, you're looking pretty good. So, buy the blood, buy the fear, sell the excitement, sell the cheer, and you should be good. That's all I can do tonight. I will be back with a funny video for the weekend tomorrow. I already have it planned out. In fact, I already have one shot, but I'm going to save that because I got to do something else to it that's going to take a little bit of time. But stay tuned for the weekend's video. I'm going to just be doing, probably from here on out, it's just too much on me to do a skit in the beginning of every show. I am creative enough, but I can't start doing that until I have an assistant and more time on my hands, until I'm able to dedicate my entire life to it and I have enough money to pay people. It's too overwhelming and it's wearing me down. I can't keep up with the rest of my life, so I will do one a week. And then once I get bigger and get an assistant, it will be every day. Until tomorrow, hopefully this helped a few people out there. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment anything you want me to review. We're at 914 subs, going for 1,000 next week. Let's get it.